Their names were not Mary and Joseph, but Pepper and Cooper, nor were they man and wife, but rather a pair of beagles. And the place was not Bethlehem, but Bethel, Ohio, on a rural highway outside of town. But, like the biblical couple, they were to be blessed by an act of compassion this night, 8 days before Christmas. Gus Keeble, a county wildlife officer, was driving home from work when he spotted the pair in the flash of his headlights. It was snowing so hard it was difficult to see, but he could tell the dogs were wearing collars and tags. What were they doing out here on this stretch of wooded road, when it was too cold for dogs to go outside? Gus parked his truck and approached the animals. He squatted and stretched out his hands to the beagles, which made no effort to escape. He read their tags by his truck's headlights. The female was named Pepper, and the male was Cooper. He pulled out his phone to call the number listed, but it was snowing so hard that his screen blurred. "Let's put them in my truck, and I'll call from there." He placed the dogs in his truck, on the floorboards on the passenger side. By the time he came around to the driver's side, they had climbed onto the passenger seat and were snuggled together there. Gus dried his phone, snapped a picture of the pair, and sent it to his wife, Katie Keeble. Then he dialed the number from the dog's tags. A man answered and immediately grew defensive when Gus told him why he was calling. "I gave those dogs away," the man said. "They're not mine anymore." "Well, who did you give them to?" Gus asked. "I don't know the people's names." "Well, do you want them back?" "No, can't take care of them." The man hung up. These beagles were abandoned then. No home at all in this world. Beagles are a smart dog breed. Gus looked over at them, their large hound eyes pleading. Gus called the county dog warden's office, but it was after hours, so he left a message. Then he called Katie. "You cannot put them back out in the snowstorm," she said. "Bring them home." The Keebles prepared a bed for the dogs in a crate on their warm enclosed porch, also setting out food and water. The exhausted animals lay together, Cooper periodically lifting his head to fuss over Pepper. These beagles were abandoned then. No home at all in this world. As a boy, Gus had dreamed of owning beagles, but keeping this pair was out of the question. The Keebles already had a family dog, but he knew someone at a no-kill shelter, the League for Animal Welfare in nearby Batavia. The next day, he called, and Katie took the dogs to the shelter to drop them off on one condition. "I'm not signing the dogs over to you if you're going to separate them," she said. The shelter workers promised her they'd keep the couple together. In the days following, Katie phoned the shelter repeatedly to check up on Pepper and Cooper. Soon after Christmas, the beagles were adopted as a pair to a loving family. It's a simple story. People who practice kindness give shelter from a storm to a vagabond couple, but it speaks to the best of our nature. And when kindness and love triumph over cruelty and the elements, it can feel like the greatest miracle of all. If you want to help support shelters during the holiday season, these are things animal shelters need right now. This heartwarming tale beautifully illustrates the power of compassion and kindness, especially during challenging times. It's a reminder that acts of empathy can make a significant difference in the lives of those in need, whether they're human or animal. Supporting shelters, especially during the holiday season, is crucial for providing care and finding homes for animals like Pepper and Cooper. Here are some ways to help. Donate supplies. Shelters often need items like food, bedding, toys, and cleaning supplies. Donating these essentials can make a big difference in the comfort and well-being of shelter animals. Volunteer your time. Many shelters rely on volunteers to help with tasks such as walking dogs, socializing animals, cleaning kennels, and assisting with administrative work. Your time and skills can be invaluable to these organizations. Foster animals. Fostering animals provides temporary homes for those awaiting adoption, freeing up space in shelters and giving animals a chance to experience life outside of a shelter environment. Adopt. If you're ready to welcome a new pet into your home, consider adopting from a shelter rather than purchasing from a breeder. Adopting not only saves a life, but also helps reduce pet overpopulation. Monetary donations. Financial contributions allow shelters to cover veterinary care, facility maintenance, and other operating expenses. Even small donations can add up and make a significant impact. Spread awareness. Share stories like Pepper and Cooper's to raise awareness about the importance of animal adoption and the needs of shelters. Encourage others to support their local shelters and consider adopting or fostering animals in need. By coming together as a community to support shelters and care for animals, we can create happier endings for countless furry friends in need.